Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Palmer podcast, where we read every issue of The Amazing Spider-Man written by Sammie week by week.
Yep, and yeah, you said it. My name is Mike. And
My name is Sammie.
As always is...
Sammie.
Yeah. We're in the car this week if you're watching the video.
Mm-hmm. That's why the audio is probably a bit better.
Just don't make any too many bold claims yet.
I said probably. Is
that a tissue you're destroying?
Yeah.
I know. Oh yeah, it is. Of sorts.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
you just found like cotton.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
We're on the run.
Yeah, we're on the run once again.
That's why we're recording in the car. It's kind of just a bit of like an on-the-fly thing.
I mean, we're looking at the beach, but you guys can't even see that. We're just doing that for ourselves.
Yeah.
I'll take a video with my camera of what we're looking at.
I took a view with my camera too.
Yeah, yours is probably better.
Well, what the fuck's
yeah,
my...
look, this is what we're looking at right now.
Wait, hold on. We gotta film at the same time, so it's like...
Okay.
Ready? This is what we're looking at right now. Yeah, so...
Yeah, cool.
Yep. This is it. This is it, Chief. I could put this on my Instagram.
You could.
All right.
Movie segment.
This is the movie segment with Sammie and Mike. This is the movie segment. Hang in tight, my boy.
Movie segment. Did you watch anything?
I watched the first 10 minutes of the Godzilla movie, the
new one?
Yeah.
First 10 minutes are good, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's just the first movie, but from this perspective of
pretty much.
the other characters.
Mothra gets hatched. That's the start of it.
I don't remember that.
Mothra. Yeah. The latest Godzilla.
I know, I believe you. I just don't remember.
Oh, with Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, it starts off with Mothra.
Oh,
being
yeah,
hatched.
that's right. Huh. That movie was okay.
That's all I really remember. I didn't watch the rest because I wanted to play Super Smash Brothers with my brother, so we turned it off. We just played Smash. So.
Fair enough.
And that's all I watched this week.
Quiz segment.
Yay!
Ooh.
Peter Palmer quiz time. Sammie doesn't know the answers, or maybe she does know the answers to them.
What the fuck?
I haven't prepared any questions, but I'm going to ask you questions anyway,
Okay.
so we can pad out this episode.
Yeah,
Because we've been recording for 3 minutes, and we've already done the movie segment.
Shit.
So, I'll do it on the... Would you rather Raimi trilogy, TASM movies, or Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh my god.
No, not Into the Spider-Verse. That's only one movie.
Yeah.
And we know all the fun facts about that.
You're gonna ask me about the Raimi trilogy.
Okay. I'll try not to make them too hard,
Yeah.
but it's not easy either. It'll be
How many
fun.
minutes
How many minutes?
does it take for him to deliver the pizza?
I was going to ask that, but what I'll ask instead for the first question is how long is Joe's guarantee for the pizzas?
22 minutes?
No.
Oh.
You're not too far off.
20 minutes.
No.
25.
No.
30.
No. 29.
29.
You got it wrong. That's okay.
I got it wrong. Yeah.
It's a weird number.
It is a weird
I feel like
number.
29 minutes is too long these days.
Yeah, it is. These days it is.
Yeah, okay, question 1. Question
I
2.
failed already.
What's the name of Harry and Norman's butler?
What? They have a butler?
Yeah, he's in all of the movies. He reveals to Harry in the third
Shit.
movie how his father died.
Oh, that's
it?
right.
The blade that pierced his body came from his glider.
Sheesh.
And he
dude.
offers them food.
Jeeves?
Hmm?
I'm gonna say Jeeves because
Jeeves.
I don't
It's
even.
not even close.
Alfred.
No.
Tom.
No, it's a 2-syllable name, kind of like an Alfred.
Okay. Margaret.
No. It's Bernard,
Bernard.
I think. Yes.
Bernard.
Because he goes like,
Bernard.
Bernard, just get some food. Or something like that.
Bernard,
Yes, mister.
just get some food.
I would say Bernard is Bernard, but that's just me.
Okay. Which is the longest movie in the Raimi trilogy? I'll give you an easy one.
Is that easy? 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Was that the third question?
Yeah.
I'll do 10.
Okay.
If I can think of 10.
Yeah.
Who's the artist that performs at Times Square in Spider-Man 1? The woman that sings the song.
Oh.
I know we had a bad day.
I want to say Nelly, but it's not Nelly.
She was the woman that isn't very famous like here.
Yeah, no, it's not Nelly. It's
It don't mean we have to mope around.
oh god, I can't. Little.
Little Nas.
Hey Panini, don't you be a meanie. Thought you wanted me to go, why you trying to keep me teeny?
It's Macy Gray.
Macy Gray, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Introducing Macy Gray.
Yeah.
That was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Question 5, let's think. Pick a movie you want a question from. Which one do you know the best?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I thought we were doing Raimi Trilogy.
Oh, no, Raimi Trilogy. Yeah.
I know Amazing Spider-Man 2 very well because I've been looking at it
Oh,
constantly.
yeah, you have been. Yeah, ask me about that movie.
I'm trying to think of a fun fact.
Richard Parker.
Okay, this one's pretty easy. What number does the clock say at the end when Stacy dies? It goes to a time. And it's the Easter egg.
Oh, it's
What?
1:11?
No.
No.
Close. Just change one of the numbers in that number.
Oh, which one? It could be anything.
I know, but one of them.
110? No.
No.
1 something. 114? 113?
121.
121. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I was
I
hoping
knew-
you'd get that one.
Yeah, I knew it was like one.
I'll give you half a
Yeah,
point.
thank
Or 2/3 of a point because you got 2 of the numbers right.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I was on the right track with 111, but I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, was that question 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Question 6. Another TASM 2 question.
Yeah, sure. You can ask me about the podcast.
What's the name of the kid that Spider-Man saves from the bullies, the wind turbine?
Oh, he's like, what's your name?
And he says,
Andrew.
it's not a very... This is a hard question if you don't know,
Yeah, it
actually.
is a hard question.
But I remember it because I've seen that scene many times.
Jamie.
No.
Brock.
It's a name with a silent J at the start.
Jose.
Oh, so close.
Jorge.
Yeah.
Jorge.
I'll give you that
Why's his
anyways.
name Jorge?
I don't know, but I just remember that because it's like, what's your name? He's like, Jorge.
Jorge, I'm Spider-Man.
Number 7. TASM 1 question?
Yeah, sure. Let's throw one in.
What's the mid-credit scene?
Mid-credit scene
Yeah.
in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the context?
Sinister Six.
Fine, yeah, sure.
Is that the context?
In the first movie, it's not. It's about Norman Osborn's sick.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And it's like, did you tell the boy about his parents?
Oh my god.
And Dr. Connors is like, leave the boy alone.
Leave the boy alone.
And then the guy disappears in the shadows because they didn't figure out who that character was meant to be
Yeah.
yet. Then it was just Mr. Fears.
He's just Mr. Fears.
Some guy.
Some dude who's irrelevant, so it doesn't even matter anyway. Mm.
Alright, question 8. I haven't been keeping tally, but it'll be on the video.
Yeah.
Let's go Spider-Man 2. What's a Spider-Man 2 question?
That's for you to ask and me to answer.
Okay, I'll ask a Spider-Man 4 question.
What?
Who was meant to play the Vulture in Spider-Man 4?
How am I supposed to know?
Let's think of a bald man. A bald old man.
That guy from X-Men.
James McAvoy.
No. A bald
We watched a
old man.
movie that was kind of about him recently.
Huh?
A few weeks ago. It's about people wanting to be him.
What's his name? What's his name? John Malkovich.
Yeah.
John Malkovich. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Sure.
Why can't he be the Vulture? He looks more like the Vulture than Michael Keaton.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Adrian Toomes. Black
Okay, question
Drum.
9. Name another actor who is up for the role of Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
Oh, with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Fucking hell! This is the one I don't know. I could have
Oh,
told you.
Damn it.
Could have told you both Raimi and Homecoming.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't ask you those ones. There's a screen test of a very famous actor from around that time, who was up for the running as well. He's been in other franchises.
At that time.
He's kind of short.
Miles Teller?
He was in a lot of kids, like, adventure movies.
No, not that guy. What's his name? The Hunger Games guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is his name? Jack something?
No.
John, James. Is a J name.
Think of another J name.
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh Jones.
No.
Josh
H.
Hutcherson.
Yeah.
Josh Hutcherson.
Okay.
Really? He could never be Spider-Man. Just
Well,
saying.
I'll show you the screen test after.
That would be so wrong.
I'll play a clip right here. Okay, final question. I'll try and make it somewhat easy.
Okay.
I don't know if this is easy or not. Name at least 2 of the voice actors who have voiced Spider-Man in cartoons
Oh my god.
or video games.
Or video games.
Video games you can cheat. 'cause-
Tobey Maguire.
yeah. And then do a cartoon one.
Miles Morales guy. That's a cartoon. No, I don't know what you mean by cartoon, yeah. I don't know who. Oh, I know. Wait, hold on.
I
What's
thought
his
when you
name?
said Miles Morales guy, you were gonna say
The guy from Drake and Josh. Drake Bell?
yeah. There you go. There's 2.
Yeah,
I thought you
Drake
were gonna say
Bell.
Donald Glover when you said Miles Morales, because he's voiced him in a
Yeah.
cartoon.
Really?
Yeah, in Ultimate Spider-Man. It was Drake Bell and Donald Glover.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, I didn't know that.
I'm you. Whoa. I'm not you. You're dead, which makes me dead. No way. Neither of us could be dead. That's impossible.
So,
There
I
you
couldn't
go.
have
Was
said
that a good quiz segment? I think that's our worst one yet. Actually, no, that's not true.
That's not true. The
Remember the
one
one
that
with
I
Jordan?
did. Yeah, that was pretty
That was
bad.
funny.
Can't believe I wanted to delete that footage so badly. I
Delete that footage.
was so
it's
tempted.
fine.
It's so fucking embarrassing. Anyway,
What now? Comic segment, I guess?
I guess, yeah.
Spidey recap of the week. It's the comics that we read. Week to week, 2 of them. I did one, Sammie did the other one. Here it is.
Comic segment time. I had this one. It's called Spidey Fights in London. It's issue 95.
Look at that. It's like Gradient in the Amazing Spider-Man title.
It is, because London Bridge is falling down.
Oh no, I think you mean Tower Bridge. Sorry, I just spat.
No, I mean London Bridge.
Okay, you mean London Bridge.
That's the one that fell down.
Yeah.
Tower Bridge has not fallen down, to my knowledge.
To my current knowledge.
But, like, who knows? So, yeah, this one, it's got a few little parallels to Far From Home. Not a lot, but there's a few I'll point out as we read this.
Like enough to point out, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it doing this? Oh, okay.
Trap for a terrorist?
Yeah, this is called Trap for a
Jesus.
Terrorist. They aren't fucking around.
No.
So, of course, the first page is just a little, reminder
Else.
of Spider-Man going like, I can't get Gwendy out of my mind. It's no use. No matter what I do, I see her face everywhere. And this is one of the little parallels to Far From Home, where it's like, everywhere I go, I see his face.
I see his face, and it's just Gwen's face on a billboard.
Except it's not Gwen. It's like some perfume ad, but he sees it as Gwen.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It doesn't even look like Gwen.
No, it
That
doesn't.
woman
It looks
there.
nothing like
Looks more
her.
like Betty Brant.
It does,
Come on.
yeah.
But anyways, he's been like a real like Suki boy. He's like, I can almost feel her in the air I breathe. Every pleasant sound reminds me of her voice.
Jesus Christ.
And I've got to put an end to it somehow before I go mad. And there's only one way. I have to go to London to find her. There must be a way for me to explain. But he's like, I don't have money to do that, obviously, because I'm broke. Maybe I can ask for an advance from Jameson, but who am I kidding? There's like no chance of that ever happening.
No way, buddy. Like, no way.
So he just walks past Jameson's office because he's like, there's no point. But then Robbie, good chap Robbie, is like, hold it, son. I haven't seen you much since Captain Stacy died.
Oh, God.
It's like, yeah, just bring that up bluntly, but it's fine. And Peter's like, yeah, I guess I've been pretty shook up about it, Mr. Robertson. Like, he's been real meanie.
Yeah.
And Robbie's like,
Panini.
yeah, we all are. How's his daughter taking it? And Peter's like, she left for England to stay with relatives. And Robbie's like, it's the best thing, Peter. A change. I shouldn't be doing a Robbie voice.
It's the best thing.
I'll
Peter.
keep doing it anyway. It's the best thing, Peter. A change of scene will do her for good. Will do her good. Help her to forget.
It'll do her
You
for
can
good.
always visit her.
That's dark.
And Peter's like, that's the thing. Plane fares cost a lot of money, Robbie. And I'm too old to believe in Santa Claus.
What?
And Robbie Robertson's like, so that's what's bugging you, eh? Well, maybe the bugle can make Santa for a change.
This is
And
all
Peter's
very...
like, what? Getting dough from Jameson? Pfft, no chance at all. And then Robbie's like, not as a gift, son. I'm still the editor here, you see. I'll send you to England to get some pics for the news.
Oh, that's very nice of him.
Yeah. And Peter's like, what? You mean it? He's like, yeah, just go get your cashier and a travel voucher, and she can okay it with me. And Peter's like, well, this is so cool. I believe in Santa Claus now.
I believe in Santa Claus now, even though I had nothing to do with Santa Claus, for sure.
Yep. Well, maybe Robbie's Santa Claus.
Maybe.
When's there going to be Black Santa Claus? Come on.
Yeah.
So Peter runs out being all jolly. Like, look at him.
He is really jolly.
And Jameson's like, what's Parker happy about? And Robbie's like, I don't know. He said something.
He's cool.
I can't read it. I mean, I can read it, but it doesn't make much sense.
Isn't that...
Oh, he's talking about Peter.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's not important. So Robbie's like, oh, I just gave him a new assignment, JJ. And Jameson's like, good for nothing. Teenagers only works when he feels like it. And Jameson's like, what? If that's so, like, how does he get all these photos of Spider-Man then? And Jameson ignores that. He's like, there's next to Spider-Man, these loudmouth students. I hate them. I hate them the most, even when they're quiet. Peter runs home to Aunt May and he's like, oh, Miss Watson, I came in to see Aunt May. I've got news for her. I see Mary Jane, this disgusting hippie outfit.
Oh my god, what is she wearing, dude?
I know, it's like frilled to the nines.
Yeah, that's really bad. Wait till you see what Peter's wearing in my one, dude. It's bad.
And he's like, oh, Mary Jane, I didn't know you were here. And Mary Jane's like, why fight it, man? It's fate. It's your subconscious. It couldn't stay away from me.
Oh my god.
She's so airy-fairy hippie.
She is. She's so annoying.
But apparently the reason she's wearing this is because Aunt May was helping her pick out costumes for her new show.
Oh, I see.
And Peter's like, okay, yeah, sure, that's great, Aunt May, but I'm going to London to find Gwen.
Yeah, sure, that's great. He's literally like, yeah, fucking sure, that's great, but I'm going to London.
And Mary
bitch.
Jane's like, I didn't know she was lost. And then Peter's like, I didn't want to worry you if I didn't call. If you called and I wasn't home, I'll be back in a few days. So he's just fucked off immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, good luck with your show, MJ. And MJ's like, oh, you notice I'm still here? How groovy. And she's baked.
She is baked. She's definitely high.
He sure has the big eye for that dynamite blonde, Mrs. P. To think my own nephew's actually in love. And MJ's like, doesn't take any special talent. So yeah,
Nice
then
little interaction.
we see at the airport, a few frantic hours later.
A few frantic hours later.
Yeah, it takes him a while, you know. He got head to pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets dropped off by Harry. Yeah, Harry's like, keep it all together, roommate. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll do anything. So, like...
He's like, just do
okay,
whatever the fuck you want.
The fuck you want. And Peter's like, thanks for the lift, Har.
Yeah, he calls him hard.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they've ran out of, like, space in the bowls.
Thanks for the lift, hair.
Har. Like, how do you say that? Thanks for the lift, Har.
Because when you shorten, like, Harry, thanks, hair.
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 It's because of his stupid hair. That's why he calls him hair.
Remember when he had a Fu Manchu?
Yucky. And he's like, don't hurry, I'll have the refridge all to myself. Like, all these weird acronyms. Like, just call it a fridge.
But also, why does he think that's, like, a thing for... Like, I have the fridge all to myself. The fuck?
He calls it the refrig.
Refrig.
Just call it a fridge. It takes the same amount of letters. Maybe even less syllables. Then we see him on a plane. Take me to the airport. Get him on a plane.
Take me on a trip I'd like to go.
And he's all contemplative. He's like, I have no idea what I'll say to her, how I'll carry it off. But I'll think of something. I've just got to. Then he thinks back to Captain Spacey dying and his final words being like, after I'm gone, there'll be no one to look after Gwen. No one except you, Peter. Be good to her, son. Be good to her. She loves you very much. And while he's sooking, there's a little boy looking over his seat and he's like, Mister, hey. And Peter's like, oh, what?
Mister.
Oh,
I think the 60s looking ass plane, even though it's the 70s. But
I know. And the kid's like, I could be didn't take off your seatbelt, mister. Everyone else did. You like wearing it? And Peter's like, what? Oh. Geez, I've got it bad. I didn't even notice we were in the air.
What?
Thanks for reminding me, pal.
The fuck?
And then
Kids on planes are so annoying.
No. And then his father comes up and is like, so I hope my son isn't disturbing you, young man. It's his first flight, and he's rather thrilled about it.
Stanley.
He kind of looks like Stanley from that era.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, that's okay, sir. He was just being a bit helpful. And the little boy's like, my daddy's a government man. Are you a government man?
Okay. It's really
Peter's like,
strange.
I'm afraid not. And obviously we're being introduced to these characters for a reason. They're not just going to fuck off and not be important later.
Yeah, exactly.
And this little boy's like, my daddy's an American delegate.
Delegate.
And Peter's like, that's terrific, but I think you meant to say delegate. And the father's like, that'll be enough for that, my son. You mustn't disturb the other passengers. And Peter in his thoughts is like, that's Herbert Knowles, one of the delegates from the peace talks.
Y'all really said Knowles?
Yeah.
It's Knowles.
It's Knowles.
Okay. Knowles. Beyonce Knowles.
Yeah. And a few hours later, he's thinking like, I wonder if what they'd say if they knew that their fellow passenger packed in such a hurry. That he...
Is he talking about himself?
Yeah, that he's
Okay.
still wearing his Spider-Man costume under his suit.
Oh, God. Airport security definitely would have picked up on that.
No, TSA, am I right?
Yeah.
He's like, and that reminds me, I still owe the Bugle for this trip. So I'd better not return without the news picks to pay for it. And then we see a big alarm. It's like, everyone in your seats. He's like, the
Oh,
loudspeaker.
God.
Something must have happened. But what? And then it's like, ladies and gentlemen, we have you got the camera? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special announcement to make. No one may leave the plane. We're being held as hostages.
Oh, God.
Special
This
announcement.
This is a terrorist situation, right?
I mean, it is.
Yeah. Plane's been hijacked.
And Peter's like, hostages? But by who? We've been informed that a bomb has been placed under the landing ramp. If the terrorist demands are not met, it will be blown up by remote control. Please keep your
God.
seats. We must not panic. And then, of course, everyone panics because it's like, terrorists are gonna bomb us.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, if I can reach the washroom and change my clothes. For once, I got a break. Now that I'm masked, I can let myself go. If there was a bomb near the plane, I've got to get rid of it. And he smashes out.
Oh, my God.
Through the
the side of the plane? Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, that's unnecessary.
I know. He should have just smashed through a window instead. But that looks like the metal.
That's so unnecessary. That's some Homelander shit right
He
there.
literally says no time to bother unlocking doors.
Fuck. That's gonna cost so much. I can't get that plane in the air now.
Yep. And now these terrorists are like, we'll give them 5 minutes to... Wait, what's that under the fuselage? Is that how you say it?
Fuselage.
The fuselage.
Yeah.
It's something crawling along. And we see Spider-Man underneath the plane. He's like, oh, they must have spotted me by now, but I have to gamble on them not knowing my powers. They'll hesitate, not suspecting what I can do with one kick. But it's got to be perfect. Now! And he kicks the bomb off the plane, and it explodes on the ground.
Oh my
He
God.
just goes,
Oh, he literally just football kicks it away, Lamau.
yeah, he goes, and I yeep.
And I yeet.
He's like, yes, I did it. Then a few seconds later, the plane is evacuated as the smoke begins to clear.
Wait, is this all happening in the UK?
Yeah. And Peter's sitting on, like, one of the wheels, and he's like, phew, that was a close one. Hey, gunfire. Must be the terrorists trying to escape. And then you hear, stop them, they've seized the American delegate and his son.
Oh, God.
So there you go.
There you go. We knew there was a reason.
He's like, Knowles. It must have been him.
No.
They were after all the time. That means my job's just starting. But then he's like, no wonder they call them terrorists.
The fuck?
Anyone who'd threaten the plane load of innocent people with bombing and kidnap a man and his son, I've got to get them, and I've got to get them good. So then he's like, he's swinging along, and he finds the car and he puts a little Spidey tracer on it. But then the terrorists start going, shooting at him.
Yeah.
And Peter's, sorry, why can't I read today? I'm like, ooh, airy fairy.
He has ligma.
So Spider-Man's on the car, and he's like, this isn't my idea of an ideal vacation. He's like, what's wrong? My spy sense is tingling again. I should have guessed they've got a sliding roof. And it's not just for suntans. I'm off balance. No time to lunge. He's about to fire. So he like pretends to get shot. He's like, oh, and, like jumps off.
Oscar-winning performance there.
Yep. And they're like, he's falling. We got him. And they just go drive off.
Yeah.
He's like, ha, fools. I have my Spidey tracer on them.
Fools.
I'll be able to find them in no time.
British goons?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Not New York goons.
Look, I'll do a British accent later.
For the bobbies. You gotta do a British accent.
The bobbies.
Yeah. That's what they call cops. The bobbies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then one of the bobbies comes and he's like, hey, this is the chap who pursued the car, Inspector. And then Peter's like, oh, what do I do now? I can't make a break without hurting someone. And then we see, hey, Inspector Hargrave. I don't know what voice that was.
Inspector Hargraves here.
Inspector Hargraves here. I saw what you did, my man. I'm most impressed. But why on earth would you choose to wear that ridiculous costume? I'm just picturing this guy as Carl Urban from The Boys.
Oh, yeah. Billy Butcher.
And Peter's like, I hate to be unnoticed in a crowd. And then he's like, oh, what a relief. This guy seems to be like a nice chap. And then this guy, it's Inspector Hargraves. Isn't that Umbrella Academy thing? Hargraves?
Yeah. That's their last name. Hargreaves.
Pity those beggars who got away. They'll find them. They hope to force us to free some of their fellows who we've imprisoned. But they'll find us rather more determined than they'd expect. However, I'd like to know a little bit more about you, my lad.
My lad?
And Peter's like, look, there's no law against wearing a costume, is there? And he's like, no, don't get belligerent, old boy.
Belligerent?
Belligerent, old boy. That's how I say it in the UK, right?
Oh, yeah, they say belligerent. That's right.
The yard
Sorry, it's my bad.
The yard keeps a file on Spider-Man, you know? Though I must admit, it's not as complete as I wish. But I'll review it again. And Peter's like, okay, well, you do that.
Yeah, you do that, buddy.
But while you're unwinding red tape, I'll be finding Noles and his son. And he's like, oi, Inspector, he's getting away, up there in that sheer wall. And Peter's like, nuts, why'd I lose my temper?
Nuts.
He was a right guy, just doing his job. And then we see this copper. He's been, why can't I speak? It feels like it takes so much effort to like say words this week.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. It's just like, you really have to like think hard about it. Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah. That's why he said no less.
I'm going to continue saying no less. Yeah, so they say some stuff. Who cares? Spider-Man's swinging. That's the most important bit, you know?
Yeah.
He swings past those royal guards that are like straight-faced gang.
Oh, yeah. Straight-faced gang guards.
The ones that Garfield pranks in Garfield 2. Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh, my God. It's not called A Tale of Two Kitties.
It is. It literally
just
is.
Just called Garfield 2.
It's a Rise of Electro situation, Sammie.
Oh, my God.
Spider-Man's looking for... He's looking...
Mike's having a stroke.
He's trying to find the spider tracer, but he needs to find a signal. And he's like, I hope it won't take too long, because every minute that goes by is a minute away from Gwendy.
Gwendy.
And he's like, maybe I'm just a schnook for butting in.
Schnooky.
It's not as though anyone asked me to. But when I think of that nice guy, Noles, and that little son of his, in the hands of those gun-happy creepers somewhere, sometimes I feel like I was born to be Spider-Man. Okay, so he's pretty much like, this feels like I'm nosing into someone else's business, but like it was a good thing I was there at that point in time, otherwise that plane might have got blown up.
Yeah.
He's in that little square there. What's that called? Where it's like the London Times Square that you always see.
Whoa. What are you talking about?
That spot in London where it's got like all the screens.
There's one of those in London?
Yeah, I always see pictures of it. Anyways, it's
Wow,
whatever
I didn't know
that
that
place
was
is
a
called.
thing.
Yeah, it's got like a little fountain at the front. I always see it's like an iconic little location. I always see photos.
Wait, is
of.
that the one that was from our exercise that we had to do in
Yeah, I was
uni?
gonna say that.
Yeah, the bus? Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I don't know what it's called, though.
His spider sense is tingling, and he stashes his clothes away. But he's like, oh, it's weird. I don't see a car. Why is my spider sense tingling? Little does he know, Gwen's apartment is just near where he is. That's why his spider sense was tingling. But he doesn't see her. But Gwen sees him. And she's like, oh, a figure swinging past my window. It looks like... It is! But it isn't possible. He can't be here. He cannot be here. And she's like fainting. She's like,
Oh my god, she would, because she would think that he's out to fucking kill her or something.
She's like, first, she's like, first he killed my father, and now he's traveled across the country, across the ocean after me.
That's really scary.
And then Uncle Arthur's like, Gwen. And she's like, oh. And she passes out. And yeah.
And that's it.
I can't
Good,
read.
bro.
So anyways, after Gwen passes out, we cut back to Spider-Man. He's like, oh, I must have covered every inch of this stupid town by now.
That's right, because he wouldn't know where the fuck she is.
Yeah, he wouldn't know where anything is. He's far from home.
He's a fish out of water.
It's like they couldn't have gone too far without... Wait, there's no mistaking it this time. I'm tingling loud and clear. I found them.
I'm tingling.
Yeah, there's the car, sliding roof and all. And they're about to go on the tower bridge.
Mm.
And they're like, look, it's that masked interloper known as Spider-Man. He has seen us. He will attack again. Look out, that bus! And there's a bus like about to crash into them, so they swerve and they hit the side of the bridge.
Mm.
And Spider-Man's like, perfect. That gives me the time I need. I need to get my automatic camera positioned and ready. Uh-oh, they're not wasting a minute. And they stop just shooting at him, like going sicko mode.
Do they not have gun control in the UK back in the day?
Probably not. And Spider-Man socks one of them in the face, and he's like, sorry, son, one chance is all you'll get. And then Spider-Man rips, like, the roof open. He just, like, peels it as if it's, like...
Oh, my God, like it's a
microwave
pudding.
meal. Oh, yeah, we're pudding. I was going to say, like, a microwave meal. It's like...
No, I was saying, like, the pudding top, like POV.
Oh, yeah, like a yogurt top or something, yeah.
It's like metal.
And I'm surprised the villain didn't say something like, whoa, he's ripping open a car as if it's a pudding cup.
A pudding cup. There's got to be something UK. Rice pudding.
But then Spider-Man's like, okay, Charlie, that sinks it. I'm through being a sitting duck for you creeps. And he pulls the dude out of the car. He's like, so now we play it my way.
Whoa. It's when the music starts playing, the soundtrack. Well, I'm just a girl.
What? They get out the car. And they're like... They get out the car, right? Okay. Spider-Man, he takes the dudes out of the car and he throws them. He's like, I'm hoping you do that because it saves me trouble of yanking you out one at a time. So now to get to Nola's and his son.
Nola's.
And he's like, oh no, they're here. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. So Spider-Man looks in the back. Stop it. Spider-Man, he opens up the car and he's looking for Nola's and he's not there. So he's like, oh shit, wherever he is, he might be in danger. So he grabs one of the dudes and he's like, okay, mister, you're the first to wake up. So talk if you want to stay that way. And the crook is like, the police, they know the terms. Unless all our comrades are released from prison, the Americans will die at 7. Nothing can save them. Their fate is sealed by time itself. A little parallel to 2002. It's the overarching theme of time for no reason.
Oh, I see. I was like, what? Okay.
If they die, the guilt is yours. And Spider-Man's like, no, not this time. And then we see fucking Hargraves and the other dude pop up. He's like, Spider-Man, get hold of yourself, mate. Release him, I say. You're being a bit sicko mode.
You're being a bit sicko mode.
And Spider-Man's like, no one else will ever die because of me. No one. Was he telling the truth? And Hargraves is like, I'm afraid so. I'm also afraid we cannot accede to their terms. We shan't let terrorists make a mockery of justice. And Spider-Man's like, but they're fanatics. They'll stop at nothing. What if they set up explosives already and time them to go off at 7? And then
this is all very political.
Hargraves is like, then we must hope Nola's can be found before then. And Spider-Man's like, I'm not waiting. Whee! He picks up his camera on the way. He's like, with my spider sense, I've got a better chance than they have. Less than 2 hours remain before 7. So I've got to save 2 lives. We see a little montage of his swinging. Tick, 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 tick. And as the crucial seconds inexorably inexorably tick on.
Inexorably.
Inexorably tick on. He's like, there must be somewhere in the city, but where? Where? If only I had a clue, something to go on. What was it that the terrorists said? Their fate is sealed by time itself. Why is that sticking in my mind?
Oh, I
by
know
time
where this
itself.
is going. Okay.
He said it as if it had a special meaning. Why would their fate be sealed? Why would their fate be sealed by time itself? Unless Big Ben.
Big Ben.
He's like, it's a long shot, but I've got to try it.
I've got to try it.
I don't know why, but that whole talk to himself bit there just reminded me of Tom Holland. But by time itself, why'd he say that? Why would he say
that
time
does
itself?
remind me.
Like, time itself, of course. I've got to do it before it's too late.
He starts swinging, yeah.
2 minutes till 7, so he was cutting it real close.
What the
He's like, if I had guessed it wrong, they would have had it. So he's like, yep, that's there. And
What's going on? It's like literally the middle of the day. We're not even recording this at 2 a.m.
I'm just hungry, I think.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man goes in. He's like, it's them. I was right. It's the wires leading to the bell. There's only one way to save them. So he webs the clock hands.
Yeah.
He's like, they're set to go off when the clock chimes at 7. So if I can make sure it doesn't strike the hour, then they'll be safe. Everything depends on my speed. The clock has 4 faces, so I have to web all of them. So he has to go...
Oh, God. It has 4 faces?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it just had one.
It goes like on each side.
Yeah. It's a Minecraft shit
He's
right
like,
there.
I did it, but there's no time to lose. If the webbing breaks... And he grabs the boy and Stanley out. He's like, hang on, both of you. I'll walk down the wall as fast as I can. I'll put you on the ledge below, then go back. I'll rip out the fuse. He's like, Spider-Man, I've heard about you, read about you, but... He's like, save it, mister, we're not clear yet. And minutes later, he defuses the bomb. He brings down the boy and his son. And we see Hargraves. He's like, good shot, Mr. Nolan, but the plot is all in prison there. Had they not attempted this shorty scheme, the fellows might have been pardoned.
Does he sound like he's had a stroke?
What are you talking about? Then Stanley's like, but now, Inspector, we're just glad to be alive. He's going away. I'm only saying Stanley because I forgot what this guy's actually named.
Nolan.
Oh, Nolan, of course. I'm sorry.
Bro, I was like,
sorry.
who's the Stanley character?
Yeah, Nolas is Stanley. And he's like, and there, bless him. He's the one who saved us. And Hargrave's like, I say, old man, why do they fear and hate him in the States? And Nolas is like, oh, I wish I knew, Inspector. Perhaps too many of us are prophets without honor in our own lands. Then Spider-Man's swinging away. He's like, yes, everything worked out. Hostages are safe. I got my news picks. Nothing can keep me from Gwendy. He's like, her name's Uncle... Her
name's Uncle. Her name is Uncle.
Her uncle's name is Arthur. So I'll go through every station in the phone book until... Fuck!
Oh.
Spider-Man foils terrorist plot. I didn't even think about that. So Gwendy's going to put it together if she sees me and Spider-Man were in the country at the same time.
God.
I can't do it. And he goes so mad. He yells to the heavens. He's like, once again, even when I win, I lose. But this time I'm only losing Gwen. Why does it always happen? Why?
Oh, chill out, bro.
He turns on the TV. Oh, no. Uncle Arthur turns on the TV and he's like, Gwendolyn, look here, my dear. Quickly, look at this. You weren't dreaming. You didn't imagine it. Spider-Man is in London. You must have seen him. According to this newscast, he seems to be a decent sort. I'd venture to say the chap's a bloomin' hero. And they hug each other. And Arthur's like, perhaps you're too quick to condemn him, child. After all, you were under a great strain with the poor old Georgie's death. You may have done him an injustice. And Gwen's like, it all comes back to me now. Even Father used to say he didn't think Spider-Man was really that bad. I'm mixed up. I'm so mixed up.
Why is she southern?
Here. I hoped and prayed he'd love me enough to come after me. But I guess I was wrong. I was wrong about many things. Then we get that's the typical shot of Peter sooking down the street, but it's in London this time. And he's like, maybe it's best this way. She's never even wrote. She's probably forgotten about me. So they're both thinking at the same time, like...
They don't like each other.
They don't like each other. But they both do. But they both think the other person doesn't.
That's sad, dude.
Next, the Green Goblin. Can't wait to see the Green Goblin. Tell me all about it.
The Amazing Spider-Man issue 96 came out in May 1971. This is the return of the Green Goblin, finally. We haven't had any Green Goblin shenanigans for a few issues now, so...
No, where's he been?
Well, since Norman Osborn lost his memory...
Yeah, then he went away somewhere, didn't he?
I don't know.
And Harry Osborn's like, my father left town.
My father left me.
Oh.
So this one's called And Now, the Goblin. And it's just a recap of last issue. And it's a really cool way of introducing, or like recapping the last issue, because it's actually looks like someone's looking at the photo that Pete took.
Oh, that's a good photo.
Yeah.
How do you get that? That's
I
so
know,
good.
That's too good. It's unbelievably good.
That's why he gets paid the little bucks, not big bucks, because Jameson's
He's getting
stingy.
bucks, full stop, that's it. Now let's go back a few hours as Peter Parker wings towards New York. And he's thinking, it was all for nothing. I never did get a chance to see Gwen. Once she learned that Spider-Man was in London, I couldn't let her see I was there too. She'd have to put two and two together and realize that Peter Parker and Spider-Man are one and the same. But at least it wasn't a total loss. I did get some great photos of Spidey in action. They'll repay Joe Robertson for the round trip ticket he got me, so I'd better deliver them before I do anything else. Taxi, taxi, he says. And by the way, what the fuck? Look at how his face is drawn.
Wait, who drew this? This isn't
Who
Romita.
this? What the hell?
Who drew it?
Let's
Is
have a look.
it Gil Kane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Gil Kane and John Romita.
But who did the pencils?
No, it says art. Gil Kane, John Romita.
Okay, I'm going to assume Gil Kane did the pencils, because that's not how John Romita draws Spider-Man's face.
That's so fucked. He looks like Clark Kent looking ass, you know what I
I was
mean?
going to say he looks like Patrick Wilson.
Who's
You know that actor? I'll look him up.
Okay, I'll keep going. So he's calling a taxi, and he's like, he thinks to himself, this is something I feel like we can relate to. He's like, oh man, the subway would have been cheaper, but what the heck, it's my last few bucks.
Yep.
Pretty much.
This guy.
Oh, what is he from? He looks so
He's like the
familiar.
Conjuring movies and Watchmen and stuff.
Yeah, he does. He's got a very generic white man face, doesn't he? He just looks like...
Yep. Dude, the Watchmen HBO series comes out soon.
I know, I'm excited.
It's gonna be good. It's the guy who wrote The Leftovers, dude.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Damon Lindelof.
Anyway, he goes to the Daily Bugle and Betty's there. He's like, hi, Betty, is Mr. Robertson in? She's like, yeah, go on ahead. So he's showing him all the photos, and that's what the front cover page was from, like Joe Robertson. Robbie, looking at the photos.
Why'd you say Robbie 5 times?
I don't know. I thought it would be funny, and it's funny
Robbie.
to me, but I don't think anyone else finds that funny. So Spider-Man fighting the terrorists, eh? Excellent, Peter, excellent. I thought you'd like them, sir. You were lucky to get these. And he's like, what does he mean by that? He's thinking. Why is he looking at them for so long? Can he be thinking what I'm afraid he's thinking? I was a fool. I was so busy worrying about Gwen learning my secret that I didn't stop to think about Robbie. What if he also wonders why Spidey's always on the scene when Peter Parker is there? He's like, okay, Peter, these pics are well worth the wait and the money that we spent for your fare. I knew you wouldn't let me down, son. And he's like really happy walking out. It's like, I wonder how much more than that he knows, though. But I'm just being suspicious after all. He hasn't said anything. My best bet is to just play it cool.
Patrick Wilson looking ass.
Yeah, look. The next day at the good old ESU, Peter's at fucking uni again, wearing like the worst jacket known to man. It's the ugliest fucking thing. I'll see if I can find a panel where it shows it better. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, no.
Look at this. It's disgusting. Like, it's a fringe yellow, really long like, it's not even a jacket, it's a vest. It's a fucking vest. Oh, it's
That's
disgusting.
depressing.
Anyway, he's like, it feels funny being back at the old routine. And Harry walks in. He's like, hey, Peter, been looking for you. The gang's going to the theater tonight. Pete just instantly rejects him. He's like, sorry. Like, he's got his hand out and everything. He's like,
Don't speak to me.
yeah, don't. Don't speak to me. Sorry, Harry, count me out. I'm
Harry's like,
broke.
but Peter, up.
Up.
No.
Fuck off.
Au revoir.
Or Adiwa. I've been to the UK. I'm cultured now.
I just stopped a terrorist, okay? Something you wouldn't understand.
But then he's like, I'm broke. So he's actually just a broke bitch. But it's Mary Jane's first big role, Harry says. She's starring in an off-Broadway musical. I sure wouldn't miss it, says Peter, but... And Harry's like, but nothing. I'll lend you the bread, dude. And Pete's like, nuts. It's bad enough that I've been freeloading at your pad all these months. And Harry's like, come off it, man. You've more than earned your keep by helping me with my studies. A tutor would have cost me twice as much. Anyway, my dad's job offer is still open to you, Pete. You'd be a jerk not to take it.
Oh, I've got it. Keep...
In fact, I know what I'm going to do. He's like, hey, hold it, Har. He says Har again. Mm-hmm. Take it easy now.
Is Harry trying to grow an afro? I don't like that if he is.
He looks like he is. He's growing his hair out a bit.
Do you think that reverse cornrows thing that he's got is just how they tried to draw curly hair?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's like...
like my brother's hair.
Yeah, because like how do you draw curly hair but like not just like black it out, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that's what it looks like here anyway. I'll show you.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Anyway.
But it just looks like reverse cornrows.
Mm. Harry says, my mind's made up. I'm telling him you said yes. So go see him, roommate. You've got nothing to lose. And Pete's walking home. He's like, Harry's right. Why am I so damn stubborn? His father owns one of the biggest chemical companies in the East. He's always doing research, and that's right up my alley. But here's one thing wrong. One thing that even Harry doesn't know about. Osborn and I share a deadly secret together. So he goes up to a roof. He puts on his Spidey costume. He's like, I better get into costume. I can always think clearer when I'm web swinging. And this shit isn't easy to think about, dude. Not when it concerns the Green Goblin, the only living man who knows my real identity. So he's flashing back to all the fights he's had with the Goblin. Of all the foes I've ever fought, the Goblin was the deadliest, and yet I have to be careful not to harm him. For no one knew but me that the Green Goblin was really Harry Osborn's father.
So I'm trying to find a photo of what Harry's hair would look like in real life. This is the only closest thing I've found.
Yuck! That looks like a carpet. That looks like a carpet on someone's head. Wait, bring it down a bit. Yeah.
Sorry, I've got another photo in front of it.
Okay. Anyway, the real reason he was so deadly is that he's mentally sick. Mr. Osborn didn't know that he was the Goblin. He couldn't stop being as he was. For once, luck was with me. He developed amnesia and remembered nothing. So his secret was safe. My secret was safe, sorry. When he recovered, he became a normal businessman again. He doesn't even remember that he'd once been the Goblin. So why don't I take the job offer? It'll be more than steady than selling pictures to the Bugle, and I'll be able to lead a normal life for a while. Even Aunt May will be glad that I'm finally working. My mind's made up. I'm going to do it. It's about time I crashed in on the one talent I was born with, the fact that I've got a natural feeling for science. Osborn will be ready to really use me. Harry has always said that he can't get enough research men. So he's like changed back out of Spider-Man because he needed that time to think about Norman Osborn, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, just keeps walking through the city. Where is he? Oh yeah. So he's at the theater. He's like, hi, my name is Peter Parker, and I think he's coming to pick up tickets for the show. And they're like, oh yes, Mr. Osborn. Oh no, wait, no, hold on. My bad. He's at Mr. Osborn's office. So yeah, he goes up to this receptionist, and the receptionist's like, Mr. Osborn's expecting you. His son just called and said he'd be here. He's like, he must have stepped out for a moment, so just go into his office and he'll be right back. So Pete's looking around his office. He's like, wow, a guy could learn to get used to all this. He's got web swinging beat all hollow. Maybe I can make enough money to work here. Maybe I can make enough money working here to go back and find Gwen again. And there's another drawing of him looking like whoever he said he looked like.
Patrick Wilson.
Yep. And he can overhear that Norman Osborn's having a Norman Osborn is having a doctor's appointment or something. He's like, I'm feeling fine, Doc. He's like, that must be Mr. Osborn's voice from the other room. Sounds like he's getting a physical exam. Good. Just stay calm and avoid any excitement. Physically, you're strong as an ox, Norman. I told you I was okay, Doc. But remember, just stick to your business. Try not to think about crime or superheroes, or the reports about Spider-Man. They always seem to affect your blood pressure. So, a little hint there that he's subconsciously worrying about Spider-Man. Don't worry, Doc. I'm only interested in chemistry. Well, if it isn't Peter Parker, glad to see you, my boy. Harry suggested I drop by, Mr. Osborn. Remember, Norman, no excitement.
Wasn't there an issue where he literally said, like, I'm something of a scientist myself? Or it was, like, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So
is it because he's something of a scientist himself?
Oh my god. You really set that one up, didn't you?
I'm something of a scientist myself. I'm just probably...
Like, Peter said something like...
Yeah, isn't that when they first meet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Norman says something like, oh, you know, I'm a bioengineer at Oscorp or something.
That's exactly what
I don't know.
Don't mind the Dr. Parker. He's an old worrywart. And Peter's thinking to himself, oh, Osborn looks calm enough. I guess I'm a worrywart too. Harry tells me you're interested in a job here, and I'm glad to hear it. Oh, I want young people with young ideas, especially a bright young scholarship student like you. It's hard to get good men nowadays. It's strange. You always seem to remind me of someone, but I don't know who. Oh well, it's probably just my imagination. Pete's like a panel of him looking really worried that he's about to figure it out. But Norman keeps on talking. He's like, since you're still attending college, you still have to work part-time. So the fairer system will be to pay you by the hour. Figure out your schedule and let me know. Pete's like, sounds great, Mr. Osborn. I'll put it all together and get back to you. Perhaps I'll see you at the show tonight. Yes, I'm anxious to see Harry's friend Mary Jane. If she is as good as she says.
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm afraid I won't be able to make it, sir.
with her and broom her fast.
Nonsense, Peter. It's on me. I'm treating the whole crowd. What the fuck? Is that true?
Oh my god.
He's paying
That's
the
like,
whole crowd to be there? It's kind of weird.
Oh, what's that thing Chance the Rapper did with...
What?
He
Chance
bought
the
out,
Rapper?
Yeah, he bought out a whole theater so people could see Black Panther for free or something.
What the fuck?
It was like when it
Okay.
came out.
I think I heard
It was like
about
his
that now,
hometown or
actually.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. A
Interesting.
bit odd.
No, so he basically forces Peter to go to MJ's thing. And he's like, good old Harry must have told him how broke I am. Well, it'll be fun seeing MJ do our thing, I guess. I wonder how many hours a week I'll be able to spare for my new job at... Peter, dear, I thought that was you. What a wonderful surprise. Peter turns around, he's all shocked. He hears this voice, and he says, oh, Aunt May, Mrs. Watson, what brings you downtown? Anna convinced me that I should get out more, so we're off to a show. Yes, we're going to see Hair. Hair.
I thought you meant hair as in Harry Osborn. We're off to see hair.
Hair, says Pete, but that might be a little bit far out for you guys. I mean, look, it's not exactly rated G.
What is hair?
I don't know this reference, honestly. It's going... Whew.
Is it
Honestly,
the Book of Mormon
Peter,
of their time?
you're so old-fashioned. You really should be more hip.
Did Aunt May say that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Peter's like, don't you mean hip? Well, whatever you call it. Anna is teaching me to be a slinger.
Peter's face in that. Oh my god.
He's like, and I oop. That's Aunt May, bless her. No sense telling her. I've gone
Bless her.
fucking, like, Irish or something. No sense.
That's Aunt May. Bless her.
No sense telling her the world is... I've caught your disease, dude. No sense telling her the word is meant to be swinger. The big thing is that she's having fun for once. Mrs. Watson is better for her than all the medicine in the world. Maybe things are looking up for me at last. First, a chance to get
Shut
some
up, Peter.
ready cash thanks to Mr. Osborn. And now Aunt May's looking happier than I've seen her in months. The only missing thing is Gwendy. But the way seems to be going, I'll find some way to get back to her soon. All of a sudden, we see a car, just like a police car, pull around the corner and zoom past. He's like, uh-oh, I wonder what's up. Well, why wonder? Here's my chance to do what Peter Parker does best. Why are you wearing that stupid fucking vest? It's disgusting.
I'm noticing they've started to bypass the characters aging. Like, they're slowly starting to do that. Because I remember the first few comics, like, it was happening in real time. Like, each month was, like, the story was happening during that month.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like everything's like,
Stagnated.
continuing on from each one, like,
Yeah.
directly.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean, yeah.
So it's like it's not happening in real time.
Yeah,
So this could still be the 60s for all we know. Like, who knows?
exactly.
But it looks very 70s.
It does. I mean, he's wearing a fucking fringe vest.
So, like, the times change around them, but the characters stay the same age.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening.
Oh, that's when it starts getting like, yeah, I know
Yeah, I
what
think
you
it's
mean.
already it's starting to do that, but slowly.
I don't know. It must be a compulsion or something. I guess I'm really hooked onto turning into Spider-Man, so why fight it? He changes into a Spidey costume. I used to think it did help mankind, but that was just a cop-out. I might as well face it. This is how I get my kicks. So basically he's admitting that being Spider-Man's like some sort of addiction, like drug to him. Wow, I just thought of something. Suppose Aunt May really gets it. Today she's seeing hair. Tomorrow she may just stop worrying about me so much. The time may come where I don't have to guard my secret identity. After all, I only keep it because of her. If I could ever let it all hang out. And then, oh God, that could mean something else. And then if I could square myself with Gwendy, I'd never have to have a worry in the world. But who am I kidding? It's just all a pipe dream. How could I ever hope to... Hey, that's where the cops were headed. Well, there's fucking guy high off his car. A jumper. Oh yeah, he's on the edge of a building.
Yeah, is that what he's doing?
Yeah, well, I think he's high, so he doesn't really know what he's doing. So,
oh no.
He's like, there's this guy on like the edge of a building. Looks like he's about to jump, but he's like got all these studs around his head, so he's really high. And he's saying, "I can fly like a bird." Pete's like, "I just got here in time." The poor guy's stoned right out of his mind, and everyone's like, "Get back! We're coming to help you. We're never gonna reach him in time." He's like, "Help? Who needs help? I'm a lion, an eagle. I can do anything. But I feel so bad. No one believes me. They gotta believe. They gotta know how it is. They gotta see how I walk on the air." So he fucking jumps off. And Spider-Man's like, "I have to time it just right. There won't be a second chance." He goes to swing to catch him. He catches him just in the nick of time. Gotcha. I just remembered. I'm still wanted by the police, as he's like dropping him off to the crowd that's just full of police.
Yeah.
But this time is no worried about it. This kid's real sick. And the police is like, "Is he breathing?" "No, not so one you can notice." And this kid like looking on this policeman. He's like, "Mommy, what's he doing?" He probably thinks they're kissing. He's like, "It's called mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, dear. It's his only hope."
That whole bit just reminded me of a part in Superman the movie. It's really good.
Yeah.
And Lois Lane falls from the building, and Superman goes...
catches him. I mean her. Sorry.
Superman's like, "It's okay, miss. I've got you." And she's like,
You've got me. Who's got you?
it's like the first big reveal of Superman.
That's so funny. I love
good.
that.
I love that scene.
You got me. Who's got you? That's a really good like one-liner.
I know. And also, this whole thing with Spider-Man being wanted by the police, they never did that in the MCU.
No, they never.
No. Maybe they do it now, obviously, because of how the last one ended.
Yeah.
They did it in the Andrew Garfield ones, too.
They did, yeah.
More so in the first one. And the second one,
yeah.
it was more of like a background plot.
Yeah.
Like, it only happens in news reports and...
but you just get the sense
like
that like, the
radio.
police are, like, after him.
Yeah, it's like the very, very background subplot that's happening. That's the whole thing with when he goes away at the end. They're like, maybe we do need Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When he comes back.
Your feel? That's the wrong one. A mere 40 or 50 seconds later can seem like an eternity, but finally, look, he moved. Okay, get the stretcher. He's breathing. And Spider-Man's like, he literally puts his thumb up and he's like, well, there's no need for me to hang around. Spider-Man saved him and now he's taken off. And one of the other cops is like, I thought he wanted. Maybe so, but I'd turn in my badge before I'd bust him after doing something like this. So Pete swings through the city. He's like, I sure hope that poor guy will be alright, but I wouldn't bet on it. Any drug strong enough to give you that kind of trip can damage your brain bad. But how do you warn the kids? How do you reach them? Changes back into Peter. My life as Spider-Man is probably just as dangerous as any, but I'd rather face 100 supervillains and toss it away by getting hooked on hard drugs. That's one fight you can't win.
Drugs.
Robbie and a million other editors keep grinding out editorials against the drug scene, but maybe it's not enough. We've got to do more. If only Spider-Man could. And finally, showtime. Pete shows up. He's obviously in better clothes. He's changed and stuff. He's like, for once I'm not late. And there's the gang. Boy, the theater isn't exactly the music hall. And Harry's like, how do you like it? I don't know what that means. How do you like it, roommate? My dad once owned this building, and now it's an off-Broadway showplace. And Norman's there too. He's like, if it was any further off Broadway, I would be in Hoboken. What's Hoboken? Hoboken? I don't know that place. And MJ's like, welcome, Tiger. Harry says to Pete, Dad told me you got the job. I'm really glad for you. Thanks, Harry. I hope it'll work out. And MJ's like, hey, how about paying some attention to the star? This is my big break, after all. So when Marvelous Me comes on the stage, I want to hear it, troops. Remember when they used to call you Puny Parker? She says as she's, like, feeling his arm. You sure have changed, Petey.
Imagine if Kirsten Dunst was like this.
I can't imagine
She's more
that.
so in the first one.
Yeah.
Then the second one, she just becomes a different character almost.
Yeah.
The first one, she's like, I don't know, Peter. What do you think?
Yeah, well, like, especially when, like, they have that chat in the front yard.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, I noticed you didn't bring a date. And Harry's like, it's getting late. What are we waiting for? Let's just go. He's, like, really not happy with MJ flirting with Peter. So, MJ's like, we're just waiting for Randy. He'll be here any minute. And Pete's like, what's MJ trying to do? She knows about Harry's feelings about her. Why is she playing it up with me?
That also happens in the movies, too.
And Randy walks down the street. Yeah, that's true. There's, like, this weird love triangle thing. Randy's there. She's like, here he is. Here comes Randy now. He's like, hey, did you hear what happened? Spider-Man just saved him freaked out cat a few blocks away. Hey, yeah, what about that? Man, this drug scene really bugs me. What do you mean, Randy? Says Pete. Everyone figures it's the black man's bag, but it ain't it, Chief. We're the ones who hate it the most. It hurts us more than anyone else, 'cause too many of us got no hope. We're easy pickings for the pushers, but it ain't just our problem. It's yours, too.
Did he really say it ain't it, Chief?
No, he didn't.
Oh, damn it.
He said it ain't it, but I just added in the Chief.
I hope he did.
Oh, yeah, Norman's like, don't look at me, son. I know where it's at. And Randy's like, you do, huh? You sit all day in your ivory tower counting your bread? And Norman's like, I worked hard for what I got, mister. What do you want, a medal? Everybody works hard. Answer me this. How hard are you working for your people? What have you done to fight drugs? And Norman's like, look, I'm just one man. It's not my responsibility. And they're having this full-on argument. Randy's like, you're rich. You got influence. That makes it your responsibility.
Haha.
So Stanley's really come in clutch with the social commentary here. He's like got something to say, which is kind of true, you know? It's like you're out here with all your fucking billions and millions of dollars going, it's mine. This is all my money.
Yeah.
I won't share it. No.
I feel like you don't need to have that much money.
You don't. You absolutely don't. But, you know, can't convince them otherwise. So Harry's like, come off, Randy. Lay off of him, will ya? Dad, the doctor said you mustn't get excited. Nobody's got a right to smart mouth me. All right, man, let's let it sink. We got a show to see. Mary Jane, aren't you going to wait for me, says Harry, as she walks away with Pete. And she's like, sure, lover, I just wanted to make sure that Peter found his seat. And then Peter's like, don't worry, MJ, I'm a big boy, I can find my seat. She's like, don't know it. So there's the curtain call, so she goes, you know, backstage. It's time for me to knock him dead.
Well, they're going to fight at the play, like him and Green Goblin.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Minutes later, everyone's in the crowd like, she's the greatest. This chick's out of sight. Mary Jane's just as good as she said Pete. Harry's watching from backstage. He must sure be so proud of her. So this is the outfit she went with. She looks like a gypsy or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what this show is. Even Mr. Osborne's enjoying it. Nobody should stay up.
What kind of show is this? This is MJ going, ooh.
She's just like dancing around. Then at intermission, everyone's back together again. How about it, Dad? Isn't she all that I said she was? Harry, my boy, if I were 20 years younger.
Oh, God.
Dad, what is it? What's the matter? You suddenly look so pale, so strange. Norman, like, suddenly starts sweating. He's like, I don't know. I seem to feel a cold chill go through me. And PD spider sense starts tingling. He's like, who can it be knocking at my door? No, he doesn't say that. He says, can it be that door? No time to check it out now, but I'd better keep my eye on him just in case. I've got to know what affected him like that. And as the show rolls on, you know, everyone's like, yeah, MJ, yeah.
Is this whole show just MJ dancing?
Yeah, it's like so psychedelic. It's so weird. Anyway, Pete's like, but this time Mr. Osborne isn't with it. So then after the final curtain call, he notices that Norman looks like he wanted to open a door in the theater, and he's walking past it really nervously. And he's like, oh, it's probably none of my business, but yet, I can't help but, you know, think about it because my Spidey sense is tingling. It has to be that door. I've got to come back later and see what's inside. So MJ comes out. She's like, how was I? They're all like, oh, you're so good, honey. You were great. And she's like, I took a dozen curtain calls and bows. You know what that means? And Pete's like, sure, you'll have a sore back tomorrow. Haha, funny. So Harry and MJ go off to celebrate without Peter. Because
He looks angry.
he is, because she's like, why isn't Peter coming with us? And Harry says, this may surprise you, but he knows how to get home by himself. And he's like, oh, well, lucky that they're splitting because I want to go back and check this thing out. And as they walk away, Harry's saying, gee, I hope my dad's okay. He took off before I could say goodbye. I hope there's nothing wrong. Pete's like, poor Harry. Speaking of Mr. Osborn, the theater must be empty now, as Pete thinks as he approaches it. So I'll double back before going home. I've got to learn what's behind this locked door. And we're looking at Mr. Osborn now, and he's thinking, ever since I saw that door, I've had this strange, haunting sensation. A feeling that keeps drawing me back. I can't resist. I can't even try. I must know what's inside this room. So he runs back to the theater as well. So they must get there at like exactly the same moment, basically. Ooh. So my best bet's this lonely rooftop. Someone might come by downstairs, but rooftops are made just for costume changing. So Pete changes into Spider-Man on the rooftop, and he sees Norman Osborn approaching the theater. He's like, that's Mr. Osborn down below, heading for the same place. So he opens the door with his key. This is Norman Osborn. So Spider-Man swings into the door just before it closes behind him. He's like, it's too late for secrecy now. He just starts like basically going full retard, going in, and all of a sudden he turns the corner and sees Green Goblin.
They don't even fight.
Yeah, they don't even fight. That's the end of it.
It's like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they put Rhino in the trailers, and they're about to fight, and it cuts to the credits.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that was that issue.
Alright, I guess it was alright.
Yeah, it was pretty alright.
More social commentary about stuff.
And things.
Was that Randy who was yelling at Norman? It seems like Randy's...
Yeah, it was Randy.
He just pops in every now and then to be like, oi! You're not in the right. Yeah, good on him. Good on you, Randy.
Yeah. It's technically Stanley speaking through Randy, but...
He is. Speaking through a black man.
You good, bro?
Thomas tweets segment.
Thomas comments.
Thomas
comments.
He
comments.
And every week we don't know what he's gonna
comments,
but it's probably a good one. Hey.
Yeah, there we go. That's good.
All right, Thomas comments. We're back. This is from episode 4 because episode 5 actually isn't up yet while we're recording, so he hasn't had time to comment on that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because it's not up. He can't do it.
It's quite impossible.
I'm really hungry. First comment is, what is that sound that happens when you bump into it? It's been around forever, but now it's on the video. I thought I'd be able to spot it. But where does it come from? Is it under the table? All it is just when someone bumps the table.
Yeah.
Because our microphones aren't on a shock mount.
No.
It
because they have like all these
thing.
springs on them too.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
annoying.
It's quite noisy.
In the future, after this season, we're going to invest in some shock mounts, hopefully.
Yeah.
And a second new microphone.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah, because I have a good one that's got a built-in pop filter and stuff, but we need at least 2 for it to be good. And yeah, but all that stuff's expensive. Like I was looking how much just a shock mount is, and it's like $50. It's like, come on. I'm sure there's like cheap alternatives online somewhere.
I think there would be, yeah.
As long as it does the same thing. Thomas says, I didn't abandon you. I was on holiday. You told me not to listen to the audio version, so I had to wait till I came home to watch the video version. That's why I'm so behind. And video is very demanding. It requires lots of concentration. Sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Look, you can listen to the audio version if you want. You just miss out on all the fun stuff.
We don't mean to stress you out, Thomas.
You miss out on the locations and, being able to track where we're going. Not that would be useful to you, but, it's... Could do that. Could maybe...
I don't know.
Maybe this was Robot Sammie. In her universe, Spider-Man 3 does not have narration.
I have to go. I'm a head out.
Don't.
Whoa, turkey.
You scared me. Jordan's phone keeps blinking and he should answer it or turn the phone around. I'm so distracted. Well, I didn't even notice that and I edited it for hours and hours, so...
Maybe Thomas has, like, notification anxiety.
I know, maybe you should focus on other stuff in the video.
Oh!
No, I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't notice that. If I did, I would have fixed it.
You fucking roasted. You're out here.
Maybe I wouldn't have fixed it. He roasts us, it's fine. It's mutual. The fact that this episode had 0 Thomas tweets segment made me cry. Well, come on. Come on.
Well, come on.
We can't do a Thomas tweets segment if there's no tweets, Thomas. Good lord. Sammie's all up in this quiz, making trick questions. So difficult. You have anything to say to that, Sammie?
I'm so sorry to everyone, okay? I didn't mean to. I feel so embarrassed by that. You guys have no idea how ashamed I am.
It's fine.
I even fact-checked it and I still got it wrong.
I thought it was
At
a
least
good
you guys
segment.
thought it was funny.
Yeah, because we believed you too in the video.
Yeah, so that means you guys are even worse than me.
What?
You let a fool you.
I feel like it would have been more annoying if we were like so stubborn about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Love that noise.
That was my stomach.
Yeah, it's my stomach.
It's driving away. MCU Iceman will be proper ice cubed. Proper. Oh, sorry. MCU Iceman will be...
Will be played by Ice Cube.
MCU Iceman will be ice cubed proper, like these comics. You mark my words. Look, you're probably right. Who cares? I dropped my phone. My foot's numb. That's all. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, do that on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to... Oh. The SD card ran out in the last bit, so... We'll
Fuck.
take a selfie of us now, and that will be the photo that you guys are seeing right now. So if you want to, subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, follow us at peterpalmerpod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or give us an email, peterpalmerpod@gmail.com. Goodbye. I want to go eat lunch.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
「谷間の暗闇に